Hello, my loves, and welcome to the December 2025 crystal channeling. And if you are new to my channel, my name is Krista Mitchell. I am the author of Crystal Reiki and Change Your Energy. And I have been a full-time crystal healer and medium for just over 20 years. And the purpose of these channelings that I do monthly is not to give you specifically an energy forecast for the month. There's thousands of people out there who are doing that for you already. What myself and my crystal guides I channel are seeking to do here is to help you align with the most healing frequency or transformative frequency for your energy, for the energies of this month, so that you can come through the month healing, growing, evolving, clearing from your experience what no longer serves. So each time you tune in with and channel the frequency of the crystal that resonates for you for this month and engage in the practices they recommend, the more you heal, the more you change, the more you grow, the more your life gets better, no matter what is happening energetically in the world, because that is always beyond our control. But how we manage the energy, how we manage our energy, how we focus ourselves, our intention, our consciousness, the better we always get, the more we come into command. And the wonderful thing about working with crystals is that their frequencies are stable. So every time you come in contact with this crystal with the intention that you are focusing on, the more you are aligning yourself with that energy, with that frequency, and the more you are embodying your healing or growth intention for the month. So now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you the three crystals that sang to themselves to me for this month. I'm going to channel their message for you and whatever practices they're recommending for you. So with each crystal, just tune into your intuition. What one really resonates? What one do you feel really drawn to? That is the best crystal for you for the month based on the three that have sung themselves in there. And as always, if you feel like you need more personalized guidance, I do offer 30-minute private crystal readings, and I'm also now booking energy clearings and aligned channelings for people moving into the new year. So you can check out those services by clicking on the links below. So now here we go. The first crystal that sang itself in for this month is Charoite. And let me get that up to the camera so you can see that really clear. Charoite. Charoite. Beautiful crystal and very, very powerful crystal. So let me tune in here and see what it has to say. Now it is time for you, dear one, to get control of your mind and your mindset. Of course, the mind is always computing. It's always working through things. It's always moving at thousands of miles per second. But what you control is your focus, what you choose to focus on, what you choose to listen to, what you choose to allow to guide you. And what Charoite is saying is that you've done a lot of healing, you've done a lot of releasing, there's been a lot of change for you and shifting in this past year. What you now really need to come into command with is your focus. How are you focusing and directing your energy? Are you focusing on fear? Are you focusing on negativity? Are you focusing on what is not working in your life, what you are missing, what you are lacking? Or are you focusing on what is working? Are you focusing on what you desire? Do you keep saying yes to you and your dreams? Do you keep saying yes to you and your goals? Do you keep taking aligned action? Do you keep offering gratitude? Do you keep seeking out the joy in your day or the thing to be grateful for in your day? These are choices. These are not things that automatically happen in your mind. These are choices. These are decisions. And there is magic and there is power in making aligned decisions and making aligned choices and taking aligned actions. You constantly get to choose what your focus is. There has been a lot of fear this year. There has been a lot of uncertainty. There has been a lot of negativity. And that is something that goes beyond our control. But we are master co-creators. The grain of what we desire to create, to manifest, the way we wish to be, how we wish to live, that already exists inside of ourselves. What we are seeing outside of ourselves is the result of what has been happening inside. So Charoite is calling to those of you who need to rise up out of fear, out of limitation, out of negativity, out of lack, and begin to finally attune the energy of their mind, the focus of their thoughts. Because the more you direct that, the more that energy begins to pattern out through your field and impact your reality. If you have been looking for an energy shift, Charoite is saying that is not going to come from the heavens. That is not going to come from the gods. That is not going to come from some random act of kindness. It is going to come from you making that aligned decision. And Charoite really helps us to align our minds more with our intuition, with our soul. It helps us to move through fear with courage. It helps to clear out, detoxify, neutralize, release negativity that has been sitting in our mind for a long time, that's been sitting in our energy bodies. So if you are feeling called to Charoite for this month, its guidance is either wear it every single day or sit and hold it when you need to wrangle the energy and the focus of your mind. It is emphasizing this is a practice, dear one. So every day there are going to be moments where you are good at this. There are moments where this is going to get away from you. But remember, consistency pays off. It's never perfection. It is consistency. The more you consistently repeat that action, the more you connect with this energy, the more you make that choice, the more you say yes to you and what is rising up from your soul, the better you're going to move through this month, and the more you are going to be setting up a propitious, is that a word? A propitious new year. And so that is the message from Charoite. Now, our second crystal that sung itself in for this month is Cobalto calcite. Cobalto calcite, and that's going to be a different vibe. The heavy heart, the sadness, the loss. There's been a lot of grief this year. There's a part of you that is worn down, worn out, tired, and it needs rest. It needs to be reminded that all of you are sacred. It is crying out for healing, for kindness, for gentleness, because what your heart is ultimately desiring is to open back up to love, open back up to love, open back up to trust, open back up to connection, genuine connection, intimate connection, even after times of betrayal. And so the Cobalto calcite is singing to those of you who are ready for deep heart healing, who are ready to release the trauma, the baggage, the sadness of this year, and not from a place of negating what caused it, forgetting the lessons, forgetting what it is that we have lost. But it is about rising again from the ashes. It is about becoming the phoenix. It is about seizing and reclaiming your life. The heaviness, it is time for that to go. It is time for the healing to come in. So often when we feel blocked in our lives, it's because we are blocked in our feelings. We are not listening to ourselves. We are not trusting ourselves, but we are ultimately not honoring our needs. It is saying, dear one, stop pleasing other people. Dear one, stop meeting expectations. Dear one, keep showing up. Stop showing up for the obligations that are meeting everyone else's desires, estimations, standards, but not your own. Feel free to blow off the holiday party. Feel free to say no to plans. Feel free to give yourself that afternoon of quiet, of solace, of peace, to cry, to feel, to listen to yourself, to gentle inside. There are some of you that the best thing you can do this month is give yourself rest. Show yourself kindness. Let the tears fall and open your heart to receive healing. And what Cobalto calcite is saying is it's saying the best way for it to work with you this month is for you to sit and hold it and drop down into meditation and deeply listen to yourself. Allow the feelings that are surfacing to come up and come out and be expressed, to cry, to rest. You can also do healing work with this by laying down or even sitting in a reclined position, placing it over your heart, placing your hands over your heart, and gently inviting your heart to open, gently inviting it to receive the healing energy, claiming that it is time. It is time for you to heal. It is time for you to rest. It is time perhaps for you to fully grieve and release and let go of what's no longer serving, so that the strength, the resilience, the joy, the capacity for love, the passion, the creativity, the imagination can come back in. But you'll find that the more you work with this crystal this month, the more that you are going to rest, the more that you are going to find peace, the more you are going to find that baseline of recovery that allows you to rise again. It is so very important for you to honor your feelings, your sacredness, to honor the truth of whatever wounded you, scared you, disappointed you, let you down, or left you this year. Come into acceptance of that. Come into acceptance of healing. Allow yourself what you need, and you will find that in time, the small bud that is your heart will begin to blossom again. So that's the message from Cobalto calcite. Moving on to the final crystal, the third and final crystal that sung itself into the reading, the channeling this month. And I hope so far the messages have resonated or been helpful to you. But here we go, we come into the red calcite. Okay, so as I tune in and connect with the energy and the consciousness of the red calcite, what I am hearing is I am hearing strength, resilience, determination, and change. For those of you who have felt that you're lagging behind this month, this past year, lagging behind this past year, that you've been racing to catch up, you've been racing to keep up with things, you've just been getting by, you have been very overwhelmed, there's been too much going on in your life, and you've been feeling scattered, and you have been feeling stressed. It is time for you to enter into an energetic recovery period, but at the same time from a place that invites groundedness, that invites decisive action, and that especially invites changes in your daily lifestyle, your daily routine. It is time for you, it is saying, to do an audit of your habits. What is serving you? What is not? What have you been ignoring for a while that needs to be addressed? What about your health needs to be tweaked, needs to be changed? What needs to be added? What needs to be subtracted? It's time for you to take a really, I want to use the word cold, hard, honest look at your life, what has been working in your life, what hasn't. And it's saying don't focus exclusively on what hasn't worked, but look at why. Whatever is not working in your life for some reason is not in alignment. Either that, or you don't have sufficient or proper systems and structures in place in order to support it, in order to make it more sustainable. So it's saying this is a time for you to refine. This is a time for you to simplify. But for the things that aren't working, it's time to ask why. Is there a way to make them work? Or does it simply mean that they are not in alignment? What is it time for you to cut out? How are you supporting your body? Could you be supporting your body better? Are there ways that in supporting your body better, you have greater energy, greater magnetism, greater optimism in order to improve things in your life, in order to make changes? So the red calcite is ultimately calling you back down to brass tacks. Let's just come back down to home base, to center base, to ground zero, whatever word works for you. Come back down to the baseline and do an audit. And again, what is working for you, what isn't? Daily lifestyles, habits, family, friend, career, etc., etc. Do that audit. But again, not just in the loop of focusing on this isn't working, this isn't working. Why? Is there a way I can make it work? Or is there a way that I have to complete this, resolve this, delete this from my experience? What are the changes that I've known I've had to make for a while? Because the red calcite is saying you're coming to the end of the year, yet another year, end of year in your life. Are you happy with where you're at? Are you happy with what's going on in your daily life? Are there things you need to change? It's time to come into that place of decisiveness with finality so that this next year can line up better for you. And so that was the message from red calcite. So again, I hope that there was a crystal or a message that spoke to you today, or even just a line or a bit of information. And again, if there was a crystal, if something really spoke to you, it really landed, try working with that crystal. Try following the guidance and advice with the red calcite, because I just realized I didn't channel that. So let me get the practices from the red calcite really quickly. Interestingly enough, what the red calcite is saying is the best way to do it is to sleep with it every night. Sleep with it preferably somewhere on your person, even as you roll over or whatever, it falls over. Hopefully you don't roll onto it in the night. That's happened to me many times. I know that doesn't feel comfortable, but that's what it's showing me. It's showing me the best way to work with it is at night, because at night it says this is when it can restore your energy, this is when it can ground your energy, this is when you can align your field, because it's saying while you and your conscious self are asleep, the rest of your body is still functioning, it's still repairing, it's still clearing, it's still releasing. The rest of your subconscious, your spirit, your soul is still active. So the nighttime is a magical time for you to restore, for you to replenish, for you to rest with its energy, while at the same time it is helping to align you on a deep consciousness and energetic state with coming back to that baseline, that awareness, those brass tacks. So that's its advice on how to work with it. So again, whichever crystal resonated for you, give it a try. Keep practicing, keep connecting with its energy throughout the month. Make a note of where you were at or how you felt at the start of the month and where you are at the end of the month. And if you are seeing an improvement, you can only win from coming back to these channelings each month, connecting with that crystal, working with that crystal, because the more we commit to our process, we can only get better. And again, if I can be of service to you in a private session, whether it's a reading, whether it's an energy clearing and realignment, whether it's a channeling, I am here to help you do that. The links for that are down below. And for those of you who really feel like I need a whole consciousness and energy clear out, I need to rise from the ashes of this year and align in a better place for the new year, I am also hosting a special 2-part healing circle this month, December 13th and December 20th. It is Phoenix medicine. It is working with cosmic sun alchemy, We're going to burn away what is no longer serving, and then we are going to arise in greater alignment with our soul plans and purpose. And the link for that is down below too. So thank you so much for engaging in this work. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, consider hitting the notification bell, the subscribe button, whatever else. I will be back with more crystal healing videos this month to be of service to you.